This K-pop star wore a designer shirt with the words Bismillah on it, and the internet was not pleased. Assalamu alaikum, what's going on everybody? This K-pop star named Chang-kyun, it actually took me a lot of time to pronounce that. He wore a shirt with the words Bismillah on it, which in Arabic translates into "in the name of God." And it's suffice to say that his Muslim fans were not very happy about it. Believe it or not, for starters, the K-pop industry has become the face of South Korea. It is approximately a $5 billion industry, or in other words, 3% of Jeff Bezos' worth. Still, that's a lot of money. So obviously, K-pop stars have fans all over the world, including Muslim fans. I'm going to try to discuss this entire issue in a respectful, detailed, yet quick manner. I will discuss this from three perspectives. Firstly, the perspective of Muslim fans who were not offended. Secondly, the perspective of Muslim fans who were offended. And finally, from the perspective of the K-pop star. So, let's get started. Number one, for the Muslim fans who were not offended by this, for the ones who saw this as normal. They gave some valid reasons. They said either he did not know what the words Bismillah meant. Some said, well, what's the big deal? I mean, like, if anything, he's promoting Islam in a way. What's wrong with that? Especially at a time where people are afraid of even hearing the words Allahu Akbar or Bismillah. The moment you say the word Allah, people think something's gonna go. So if anything, they're saying he's actually normalizing Muslim phrases. They also made a point that many people wear shirts and accessories with names like Allah on it, and then they take those accessories wherever they go, even if they go into the bathroom. So isn't that equally disrespectful? So if you're offended at this, shouldn't you be offended at the other one as well? Some may also say things like, wait, hold on a sec, hold on. So you're a Muslim who is in love with K-pop, but you're also religious enough to get offended by this? And when it comes to that statement, I don't completely agree with it, because you don't have to be a perfect Muslim to deem something as offensive to you and your religion. And of course, there will be Christian Arabs who will say, hold on a minute. What about us? Christian Arabs say Bismillah too. Don't we have a say in this? The words Bismillah are not solely used by Muslims. And of course, all of these can be valid reasons. This takes us to number two. The Muslim fans who were offended by this. Many Muslim fans tweeted out their displeasure, to say the least. Some were more emotional and a little aggressive. Others were more rational in their approach, but they also expressed how much they disagreed with this whole thing. Reasons ranged from he knew what he was doing and he was only doing this for his image or his brand. Others said whether he knew what it meant or not, at the end of the day, it's his responsibility. We live in the 21st century. You should know what's written on your shirt when you go in public for millions of people to see. So the ultimate responsibility is with him. Some, on the other hand, had felt that he didn't do this to attract a Muslim audience or to appeal to his Muslim fans or to normalize Islamic phrases, but actually he did it more out of a malicious intent. Many Muslims who see this as disrespectful or offensive see it that way because the phrase Bismillah, or in the name of God, or Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, it's used throughout our daily lives. We use it when we're praying, we use it when we're reciting Quran, we use it before we eat. We pretty much use it before we do almost anything in our daily lives. And then for someone to wear it on a shirt, especially in the music industry, I assume he drinks, for example, parties, whatever, for that phrase to be then whether thrown on the floor, being stepped on, take it to a bar and have alcohol spilt on it, whatever, that would be deemed disrespectful. And to make matters even worse, to put further fuel on the fire, this isn't the first time K-pop stars and bands have done this. This has happened multiple times before, where bands have used Islamic symbols in their shows, and it did result in a backlash. In other words, Muslims are saying, yo, just leave Islam out of it. And of course, you all remember, I'm sure you remember the infamous Rihanna incident, whereby during her fashion show, she featured a song by Cuckoo Chloe which included a hadith. I made a video about that, feel free to check that out. So yeah, people had valid reasons as well to feel offended by this. And this takes us to number three. The perspective of the K-pop star. I'm not going to pronounce his name again because it took a long time for me to pronounce it the first time. I don't even know if I did it right. Him and his team, they're still pretty silent on this, and they had not made a statement on this as of the time I made this video. But here's what I'm going to say about this. Whether you agree or disagree with what he did, his intentions do make a slight difference. Whether his intent was to do it to relate to his Muslim fans and fan base versus did he do it to be deliberately offensive and malicious? Innocent mistake or deliberate offense? It does make a difference. Either way, we should always remember, as Muslims, since we are seen as ambassadors, as representatives of Islam, when we see someone do something, especially someone in a high public profile, when we see someone do something that is deemed offensive, especially to our religion, we should follow the following 3 steps. Take a deep breath. Initially, give the benefit of the doubt. And finally, respond in a manner that Islam tells us to do. In the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in Surah An-Nahl, "Id'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'idati al-hasanah wajadilhum billati hi ahsan." Invite to the way of your Lord with wisdom and kind advice, and debate them in a manner that is best. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in Surah Fussilat, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ إِدْفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ. A good deed and a bad deed are not the same. They're not equal. They do not equate. Repel evil with what is good. Respond to an evil deed with a good deed. Reply with a deed that is better. Let's make sure that our reply does not put people off. Let's ensure that the way we respond does not push people away from Islam, but rather let our reply, our response, invite them to learn more. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to like and share this video. Support me by subscribing to my channel. And until next time, I'm that Muslim guy. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be with you.